All right, hello. Welcome to Tech Teacher Support. I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to stop getting tracked while you use the internet. So a lot of us as teachers or students use the internet constantly to do research, to communicate, to collaborate with each other. And little do you know, but you are constantly being tracked by advertising companies. And so what I mean is, while you're scrolling through the web, there are tens to hundreds of scripts collecting your information and then reselling it to advertisers. And we can block this and we can stop this by using a Chrome extension. And we can do this for our students and for our friends and family as well, so we can stop getting tracked. Now you can see I listed some bullet points over there, so I just want to go through those real quick. And then we'll dive into Google Chrome and I'll show you how to download an extension, turn on anti-tracking, and what that benefit does for you. All right, so number one, websites use ads to track you and your students. And you've probably heard of using an ad blocker before, but essentially when you're scrolling through websites, all of the advertisements on the screen have hidden code in them that are sucking up information from your computer. So like I say in number two there, they're tracking your habits. They're essentially forming a file on you and where you go and what you do and when you do it and when you click and where you click. And essentially they're trying to form like a profile so they can sell that to companies to advertise to you. So when you see ads on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, those are targeted at you because they already know what you like. And they know when you search and what you search for and what you click on and when you click it and where you go after you click and where you were before you click. And right here, they take a lot of information about your type of computer, how much battery you have, what Wi-Fi you're connected to, are you using a mouse or a trackpad? They're trying to gather as much information as essentially your computer will let it, right? Even copy paste, we've seen a number of trackers get a hold of your what's called clipboard. So if you've copied or pasted anything recently, they can grab that as well, just to give them some more insight into how you think and how you work. Now we're going to go to some websites and you're going to see there are somewhere upwards of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 trackers tracking your information. And these are companies that are sucking all this down. And what that does is it really slows down the website because obviously they're all collecting information on you. And so it's using your computer to feed them information instead of feed you the website. And so it really slows down your computer. And if you're using a laptop or a mobile phone or an iPad, it really drains your battery as all these trackers are running in the background. Number three, I say ad blockers block ads. Now, some are getting more sophisticated, but we are specifically trying to block trackers. And advertisements are sort of a Trojan horse for trackers. When you see an ad on the page for a pair of shoes, it's not just a picture of some shoes. It is a literally sophisticated piece of code that is sucking down your information as you look at that pair of shoes. So sometimes ad blockers only go so far. What we're looking for is what's called a tracker blocker. All right. And those are going to actually cut the link and not load those scripts and those trackers so they cannot gather information from you. And it's a cat and mouse game. They're constantly being updated and the advertisers, of course, are constantly trying to figure out ways around it. But for the most part, we've kind of figured out how to block the big trackers. And I recommend number 5 there, an extension for your web browser called Ghostery. And you can see it up top, the little graphic there. It's a blue ghost, like a Pac-Man ghost. And it is an add-on to your web browser, an extension that blocks all the trackers by running the website through Ghostery first to make sure that none of the trackers load. And it actually makes your web browsing incredibly faster because you're not loading all these scripts. And so you're going to find that your web browsing is quicker, less cluttered, easier to read, especially if you're doing research. There's not a bunch of advertisements and page breaks going on. And so again, that's an extension for Chrome. So I'm going to pop over to Chrome and show you how to where to find extensions, how to download and install Ghostery, and then we're going to load some websites that you may use if you're a student or a teacher and show you just the huge difference that a tracker blocker can make. All right, so here we go. I'm going to pop over here to the computer, and again, I'm on a Mac, but this will work on Windows. It's a little bit different on mobile phones and Android and iPad. So we'll talk about that in another episode. This is specifically for your laptop or desktop computer running Windows or Mac. And I'm going to load Google Chrome right here. So we'll load that up, and here we are. And right now I have no extensions on my Google Chrome except the ones that were built in. And so what does that mean? I'm going to show you with my little zoom tool here. If you go up to the window screen up top, and again, let me zoom in, you have down here a little bit extensions. And again, this is under the window menu. And extensions are extended add-ons for Chrome. So these are things that sort of do extra things that Chrome can't do by itself. And so I'm going to click on that. And what you'll see is the extensions have all loaded up here. And these are the extensions that come built in to Google Chrome, okay? And for example, this one says Google Docs Offline, Docs, Sheets, Slides, right? So this is an extension provided by Google that it sort of extends the capability of Google Docs. That way, if your students are doing a lot of collaborating and they lose their internet connection, they can still write their papers and do their reports and do everything they can do. And then when the internet comes back on, it'll pick up and save that where it left off. So Google Docs Offline is built in. It's an extension that Google gave you. This is the on-off button right here. So again, this is turned on. And if you wanted to remove it, you could. And if you wanted to read more about it, you could as well. A lot of teachers and clients I work with have a bunch of crazy extensions here they don't even remember downloading, and they don't really remember what it's for or why they have it. So I recommend people come in here every so often, look over their extensions, and make sure that the extensions that you have installed are ones you want and are doing what you want them to do. Because again, sometimes an extension sneaks in because you click and download something and you don't even realize it. So it's important to know what's going on here. Okay, so those are where your extensions live. But let's say I want to add an extension. All right, that is all done through what's called the Chrome Web Store. And that's where we're going to add in the Ghostery extension. So I'm going to open up here, I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to do a Google search for the Chrome Web Store. All right, the Chrome Web Store. And again, this is just and right here it is, the very first link. This is literally just a website that's run by Google, just like the Google Play Store, that has apps and extensions and themes and things inside of it. So you can be more or less pretty sure that what you're downloading here is official stuff, right? And you'll see up at the top, we are already in extensions. And so when we do a search here, we're going to be searching for these extensions. And the extension we want is called Ghostery, and it's spelled Ghost, E-R-Y. And right there it is. I'm going to click on that. So you can see it found a couple, and they're all offered by Ghostery.com. So these are their official extensions. And this one right here is the one we want, the privacy ad blocker. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the start tab. I'm sure Insights Beta has something to do with giving you some analytics into your website. But anyways, the one we want right here is the Ghostery privacy ad blocker. All right. And it gives you a little information about it, who it's offered by. It has a ridiculous rating. Everyone loves it. And right here, you can just click Add to Chrome, and it'll just add it right in. But I like to read a little bit about my extensions first before I jump the gun. So I'm actually going to click, and I'll just zoom out a little bit here. I'm going to click right on Ghostery. And this will give you some more information about it. So when you're deciding on an extension, and you want to get a little more info, this will bring you in. And of course, there's screenshots. There was a video there. You can get kind of an overview of what this extension does. One thing I almost always look for over here is, when's the last time this plugin, this extension was updated? I like to make sure that the developers are constantly updating these things, because when you deal with trackers and security and privacy, it's like week by week things are happening. So you want to make sure that within the past almost month and a half or so, it's been updated. So that is a good sign. All right. And once you're sure that this is the one you want, you'll notice this button over here shows up again. It says Add to Chrome. So I'm going to click this Add to Chrome button because this is definitely the one I want. Add to Chrome. Now it's going to say this extension can read and change data on websites you visit. So again, this is really important, and why I tell people to look at their extensions every so often, because extensions are very powerful. You can download an extension that can have a lot of control over your Google Chrome, what you type, where you send things, that kind of stuff. So you always want to make sure the extensions are legit. And this is warning you one last time that this extension can read and change things you're doing. That's fine. As if the trackers weren't already reading anything anyways, right? So this is only helping the situation. So now it's checking, making sure that my computer, my Chrome, and this extension are all working hand in hand together. Okay. And this is pretty awesome. Now, what this is going to do is two things. Kind of jumped there really quick. I closed out the Chrome Web Store because we are done with that. And it installed the extension. And now I need to kind of set up Ghostery. And then this tab over here, you'll notice now in my extensions, I have Ghostery has been added in. So that is really cool. It's pretty instant. Now, here's where we're at. We are at the actual setup of Ghostery. And it wants you to try like a pro version. No, you don't need the pro version. This is completely free. I'm going to say no, thank you. Continue with basic. All right. Now, and again, you kind of need to set this up, but I'm going to show you how you can easily just block everything and just be done with it, right? So take a tutorial if you would like. It'll walk you through all the steps. I'm just going to go right here and customize my setup. So I'm going to hit Edit Setup. And here's our choices. The default blocking, which is like pretty good. Block nothing, which you may need to do if you're doing like a demonstration or you really need to show a part of a website that's being blocked. You can turn this off, right? Block everything, which is my favorite, or choose from a list. I don't have time for that. I'm just going to block everything. Boom, right? All trackers blocked. And this is a live list of trackers. So if some tracking software comes out tonight that they identify, it'll be blocked. It's updated constantly. So there we go. I'm going to choose block everything because, of course, that's what this is for. We don't want anything tracking us. Next. Now, here we have some sort of extra features. And again, this is all free. Don't worry about it. Enhanced anti-tracking. Sure. It's just going to try to make you as anonymous as possible so they can't sort of form that file on you of like what your favorite jelly is and what your favorite vacation spot is. Like, you're trying to be as anonymous as possible. Enhanced ad blocking, of course. If advertisers would stop filling their ads with tracking code, we wouldn't have to hide their ads. But, the advertisers have sort of gone hand in hand with these tracking companies, and now you have to block ads to block trackers. So it's kind of their own fault. Smart blocking, this is the one I turn off. It says automatically block and unblock trackers to optimize page performance. I don't want to unblock anything, so no, I'm just block it all. And then rewards, I don't need rewards, so no thank you. So the first two on, the second two off. Next, use anonymous human web data to improve Ghostery's performance. So again, we saw this in some of our other videos. Companies like to see how you use their app, so you can give them information about how you use it so they can make it better. It's essentially tracking, right? So I don't want Ghostery to track me. Sorry. And there we go. So I'm going to say done. Of course, there's a plus version, and this gets into some areas we don't even need to be, so don't even worry about it. I'm going to say done. Now, let's do a little thing right here. And I'm going to quit my Chrome. All right, we're going to start it back up, and I'm going to show you just how powerful this is. Here we are. Let's just go to google.com. Okay, now, for example, let's say we're doing a report on civil rights, right? And we're going to go through and we're going to kind of open some of these websites. Here's a Britannica link, history.com, Wikipedia. Oh, here's a Cornell article. Interesting. Oh, here's a Washington Post article. Let's open that up. Okay. And now again, I'm turning off the ads, so I'm just going to block this. Okay. So I wish it would show what's happening here. So I just went to Britannica, and what it said is it has blocked 6 blockers and 3 blocking tracking requests. So a total of 9 trackers have been blocked. So over here we have DoubleClick, Amazon Associates, Insights, Google Tag Manager, Index Exchange, Visual Web Optimizer, and then 3 of them, it's not even really sure what they are. Opt-in Monster, Superficial Square. So right now, just by going to the Encyclopedia Britannica, Ghostery has blocked 9 attempts by companies to suck down your information and track you. Pretty crazy. You wouldn't even know that these trackers were happening without it. And if you want, what you can do, there's a couple cool things with Ghostery here. And again, I found that underneath my little puzzle piece over here. All right. When you click on your puzzle piece, and I like to kind of pin this one so it always shows up. That way we don't have to look for it. And this little ghost will sit up here and it'll tell you how many trackers it's blocked on your website, which is super awesome. So here I am on Britannica. It blocked 9 of them. Let's check out history.com. History.com, well, we're up to 45. Let's just watch this number grow. 46, 47. If you have a glass of water, you're a little thirsty right now, this may take a minute. History.com clearly is selling your information to a lot of people. Your students, faculty, teachers, anyone who comes to history.com is getting hammered by trackers sucking down all your info. Okay? And look right here. Oh, they're upset. It's your ad blocker. This is the biggest problem. They're using ads to track you and invade your privacy. So if they would separate advertisements from trackers, then you wouldn't have to do this. You know what I mean? It's really their own fault. And to be honest, I just won't visit history.com anymore if I can't visit it with blocking these 47 trackers. So 47 trackers, right? Let's look at this real quick. Double click. Amazon, Net Ratings, Rubicon, AppNexus, PubMatic, Rhythmony Beacon, Pulse Point, 33 Across, Teeds, Undertone, Blue Kai. These are all companies that are giving history.com lots of money to suck down your information. And we're getting paid none of it. In fact, what it's costing us is a really slow website. It's costing us a ton of battery energy to do this. And it's overall costing us a really terrible reading experience to try to do research, right? So bad on you, history.com. 47 trackers tracking teachers, students, citizens who just want to learn some information. So terrible. All right, let's check out Wikipedia. Now, here's a better example. Wikipedia does not use trackers. In fact, 0. The gold standard. There are 0 things to block on this page. Way to go, Wikipedia. Now let's check out Cornell. All right, Cornell, a little bit better, but still 4 trackers. All right, they did a Google add this, rando company, another Google one. So a number of Google trackers. Google's a huge tracking company. Huge advertisement tracking company. And now here we go, Washington Post, 6. So here we go. Soasta, Impulse, Scorecard, Research Beacon, New Relic. No thanks. So there's a little bit of insight into just how many trackers websites have, and you probably never even knew about it. Most websites that I go to block anywhere from 30 to 50 to 70 trackers. In fact, a real bad one, real quick, is ESPN.com, which I know a lot of students use to look up sports scores and read sports news. For example, if you click on an article here, right, it's blocked 10, 11. This will get up to 70 something. In fact, what you can do is sometimes you're on a website that doesn't work because it's blocking too much. You can pause Ghostery right here, pause it, and then reload your website and see what it looks like without the track blocking. Now you see you get these big ads. This isn't just any old Burger King ad with a juicy hamburger. This is, again, a sophisticated piece of code that's tracking where your mouse is, what you're clicking on. Are you scrolling up or down? It's sucking down a bunch of information about you. In fact, we're getting into the almost to the 50s with this. And again, these are a ton of companies. Here's some new ones. BidSwitch, Exalate, Bright Cove, Chartbeat, right? These are all companies that are paying ESPN to suck down your information. So hopefully today we learned a little bit about extensions and especially trackers and how to block them. So let me get back to this. All right. So thank you very much for tuning in to our live stream on this tip on how to block trackers, what trackers do, and how you and your students can have a much better web browsing experience when you're doing research and communicating with just a simple tracker blocking extension. So talk to your IT department at school to make sure that they have Ghostery installed for the students. Make sure you have this installed at home. And again, if you have any questions about trackers or extensions or how all this works, you can tweet at us at TechTeacherSup. You can leave comments below and we will make a video and help you out. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.